On a night where maybe the offensive aspect of things were a little clunky at times, how nice was it to have the defense at times be the thing that leads, because you all talk about that being the leading force so often?
Yeah, I mean, we just got to hang our hats on that. We talked about it yesterday. Next play mentality, don't matter if the shot's falling or not. Sometimes we get caught up hanging our heads, and then it affect the next 2 or 3 plays, and then next you know, we in the hole. We just having that next play mentality, no matter if the basket, if it's going in or not, get back and, play defense and get stops. And I think that we did a pretty good job of that tonight.
How nice was it to be in that closing role and have those buckets that really seal the deal?
Yeah, I mean, our coach trusts me. I think the guys trust me and stuff like that. So, still just trying to find my areas I can be most effective and help this team and stuff like that. But, it's just glad we got the win.
Even if the ball isn't going in the way you wanted to throughout the expanse of the season, you seem very even keel about it. Are you just solid in the mindset that there's still so many games that things tend to find their way?
Yeah, I mean, I just, I'm super optimistic. I got hope. I mean, I wake up and, I give myself hope, no matter if I can look to the left and right and nobody else. I'm always, give myself a chance to do what I do. So, you got to have short memory in this league. I'm not having the season I want to have, but I know things can turn around. So, just got to truly believe in that, and it will.
So many nights, the 3 balls is the leading force, but how nice was it to have one of those old school games where it's points in the paint and rebounds that lead the way to victory?
It's always good, but it's most important when we get a win. I think we all, can get out of here, go to Miami, and feel good about ourselves, and hopefully stack these next couple ones.
How nice was it to be able to get into that painted area, get on the boards, dominate in those spaces to try to get this game where you wanted it in the win column?
I wouldn't say it looked the best today, but we really came locked in on defense. So you can always have those off nights offensively, but defensively we set the tone, and that's what helped us win.
It's tough to win games when you have 20-plus turnovers, but you guys were able to overcome it, even though they were able to get almost 30 points off that. What was the key in being able to hold that avalanche back and get your win?
I mean, like I said, it's we had some mistakes offensively, and they punished us that way. But in half-court defense, I think it was really good, and we just got to be smarter about moving the ball, getting the ball at the right place at the right time. So, yeah, we'll be better.
It's a nice 1-2 punch with you and Terry offensively off the bench. I know the ball's not falling the way he would want it to right now. What triggered you all in getting you guys going as a scoring tandem off the bench?
Oh, man, it was easy. My first shot, I was wide open. Palace had an amazing screen. Jaime had a great pass, and he kind of gets you going. We have a great team who can make triggers, not just for me, but for everybody else. And like I say, I'll play off of them. It's really easy to play off of them.
Spo mentioned tonight your improvement defensively, said the key now is to sustain it even on nights maybe you're not shooting as well. For you, has defensive improvement, Nico, been a mentality thing? Has it been a technique thing where you're doing things better with footwork, etc.?
But I feel like I just got to be ready from the jump. I don't think I feel like I have good abilities where I can guard a lot of positions, and like Spo says, I got to be ready from the jump. I got to be there, and as long as I'm locked in and I'm in a right place defensively, I feel like I'll be solid. So yeah, that's about it. Thank you.
Before we get to the game itself, you had an opportunity to spend some time with Dr. J, and at the end of the game, dap up the man of the night for the organization as Vince Carter had his 15 put up. What does it mean for you to be able to spend that time with those guys?
Just to have the respect of those guys. I mean, that's the biggest thing. Being able to walk up to somebody and somebody of that stature know your name. I just feel like that's just the ultimate compliment. Obviously, I congratulate him on his night. Sorry we had to mess up your night, but that's what the game's about, man. And I feel like the older generation knows that. It's about passing on that legacy, passing on that history, and the younger guys coming in and try to break their records.
You talk about it all the time, not letting offensive woes affect your effort on the other end of the floor. You didn't have to talk it tonight because you showed it. Obviously, you start off, I think it was 2 for 8. kept the motor going on both ends of the floor, and then it turns into a 17 and 16 double-double for him.
Yeah, man. I mean, like I said, just quieting the noise and going out there and just competing. You know, not really worried about what anybody has to say about your performances. Just going out there and play hard and playing together. We get the W. Nobody cares.
What triggered all the hard work you guys did inside? You guys dominated on the boards, plus you were, I believe, plus 12 in points in the paint as well.
Man, I mean, we had a great meeting yesterday, and it translated to a win, obviously. You know, you get on the road, get away from chaos. You just really get to focus in and lock in. And I feel like it's been this is a great win for us. We really needed it, obviously. And now we just keep the same energy and just keep moving forward.
Well, not getting too much into the meeting, can you say if part of it was getting back to the mentality of being defense first as a group?
I mean, we know what wins. You know, like we held them under 100. I think we're, you know, knock on wood, I think we're undefeated when we do that. It was 12-0, 13-0, something like that. So, I mean, the proof is in the pudding. So we just need to get back to doing that.
What do you think changed for you guys about midway through the third quarter? 61-61, you guys going on like a 21-7 run to end the quarter and kind of just took it from there.
I think the thing that changed was our body language. You know, we talk about it when the team makes a run, our body language gets in the way, and that's the effect of it, because, you know, it's competition. You know, teams see how your body language looks like that. That's a weapon. So for us, it's fixing our body language, and obviously, when we did that, it turned into what you say, 21-7 run. Boom.
And was there something Dr. J said to you about what he appreciates about your game that was meaningful?
I mean, the thing about Dr. J, man, I just had so much respect for him. And the first time I met him, it was just like he knew me, and it was like, oh, Dr. J knows my name. So it's always just been casual conversation, not really about basketball. He always appreciates how I approach the game.
Thank you.
Tyler, it's nice to, even though it's a short trip, the bounce back factor of it with defense where you want it to be, and as well as doing a little bit more work inside, guys rebounding and points in the paint, taking the lead in the game.
Yeah, just thought it was an overall, you know, great effort from us on both sides. You know, obviously there's ups and downs throughout the game, but the way we responded and bounced back, we held the line on defense, and we ended up with the win.
Anything particular in the first and third where you guys were most suffocating defensively?
I mean, just trying to, you know, that first unit, just trying to come out and set the tone in both quarters, beginning of each half. And then the second unit coming in and picking up right where we left off and just trying to keep that, you know, pressure on them the full 48 minutes.
The main advantage of having Haywood in the starting group when he is in the starting group is what things can you consistently count on from him?
I mean, guarding the other team's, you know, best scorer, best guard. When you start me and Duncan, obviously trying to have someone else who's more of a point of attack defender on them, which is our guys, Haywood. So whenever he's in the starting lineup, it makes a huge difference for me and Duncan.
Thanks.
Thank you, sir.
Well, you had a lot of turnovers that led to points, but the half-court D seems substantially better.
Yeah.
What pleased you about that?
I mean, this is steps right now. You know, our effort level was there, you know, defensively, activity level, you know, finishing possessions on the glass, that was good. Their pressure, you know, sped us up. You know, we had some careless turnovers, and they were pretty inefficient just in terms of taking care of the ball. But then it was better in the fourth quarter. So there's some good things, and then you know, the things that we need to shore up, we'll continue to work on those.
There are going to be ups and downs, obviously, with the kids, but with Jović, what has impressed you in general as he's progressed in recent weeks and days?
Yeah, it's just working on consistency. You know, he bounced back a little bit uneven, you know, his minutes the other night, but he had a good day of work and film yesterday. And he's important, you know, to us. And this is, you know, the next step, you know, for our team. You know, we have vets, we have young players. It's a matter of now doing what you do and do what we do and do it consistently. And there has to be some level that we can expect night in, night out. And that doesn't guarantee wins, but we're just going to continue to push toward that consistency. Nico was very good on both ends tonight.
What did you see change? Maybe having it halfway through the third quarter, so you tied 61-61. You guys won, I think, a 21-7 run to end the quarter, and obviously kind of to control the game from there. What did you see change?
I think during that stretch, we didn't turn the ball over. We were fairly consistent with our effort defensively, pretty much the way through, all the way through. At halftime, it was frustrating because it felt like we could have had 60, 65 points on the board, just with a little bit more of a care factor, offensively, just in terms of our spacing, taking care of the ball, and not having those careless turnovers. But we shored that up, a little bit better in that stretch.
Do you think the 45-minute halftime affected both teams? I think it was like for about 3 minutes before either team got a shot, sunk a shot.
I don't know. It's about time we're on the other end of it. I feel like we've had several of these where we're up at halftime and we're celebrating something, which is amazing about our organization, and then we get thumped in the second half. So it was good to be on the other side of it, and then also acknowledge a great career, and just a first-class human being in Vince Carter.
You're thinking going back to Haywood with the starting group tonight?
It really was, possibly I was overthinking things in the Milwaukee game. H has given us good minutes in that role. Nothing is in cement right now, obviously, but his defense, his activity, even with the fouls, it's what we need from him, and he was able to provide that tonight.
I know you. Sorry.
Oh, thank you. Going back to Nico, in the third quarter, I think it was around the 5:50 mark is when you inserted him into the lineup. I feel like that's when everything kind of turned over and you guys are kind of settled into defense, and you were able to go on a run and build. You built a substantial lead at that point. I know you talked about him a little bit, but can we just kind of talk about how he's raised the level of his defensive activity?
Yeah, I think that's what's key. He came in and was extremely active defensively and on the glass, in the right spots. You can feel his energy. He's a spark for us off the bench, and his next step, he has several, and we won't stop developing all these guys, and each guy has something different. But can he still bring that level of activity defensively if his first 2 threes don't go down? That should not generate any kind of more energy or less energy. It should just be that's what you're bringing every day and every game. And then, what we said about our team, but it's true for him too, the defensive activity creates a karma for us on the other end. The ball just tends to find that energy. It tends to there ends up being a karma of the basket getting bigger, and there's a little bit less pressure, that we have to make every shot, and then it just becomes easy offensively.
Seeing Terry have success late, obviously he's got confidence from a long career body of work, but what he's been going through, as you mentioned before the game, obviously has some impact. Is it comforting to see him do what he did late, just to try to rebuild from a mental standpoint?
Yeah, and every player will go through it, to certain extents at some point. You have to have a level of fortitude in this league. No matter who you are, at some point it becomes tough for you, and then that's when you reveal your character, your competitive character, you reveal who you are, and at the same time you can also develop more, character, and that's part of it right now. Terry's important, but I love to see him, in the grind. Yesterday was a great day for him, but he's been doing that, a ton on the off days, and, that's what you want. Okay, thank you.
Thank you.